Hari Om. Let us chant from verses 20 to 29 of chapter 5. Na prahrishyet priyam prapya, no dijet prapya cha priyam, sthira buddhira sammudaha, brahmavid brahmani stitaha, bahyasparsheshvasaktatma, vindatyatmani yat sukham, sabrahma yoga yuktatma, sukhamakshayamashnute, yehi samsparshaja bhogaha, dukkhayo nayayevate, adhyantavantha kaunteya, nateshu ramate buddhaha, shaknoti haivaya sodhum, praksharira vimokshanat, kama krodhodbhavam vegam, sayuktas sukhi naraha, yonta sukhontara ramaha, tathantar jyotirevayaha, sayogi brahma nirvanam, brahma bhuto digacchati, labhante brahma nirvanam, rishaya kshina kalmashaha, छिन्नद्वैधायतात्मानः सर्वभूतहिते रताः कामक्रोधवियुक्तानां यतीनां यतचेतसाम् अभितो ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं वर्तते विदितात्मनाम् स्पर्शान् कृत्वा बहिर्बाह्यां चक्षुश्चैवान्तरे भ्रुवोः प्राणापानौ समौ कृत्वा नासाभ्यन्तरचारिणौ यतेन्द्रियमनोबुद्धिः मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणः विगतेच्छा भयक्रोधः यः सदा मुक्त एव सः भोक्तारं यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति।
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We'll take up the question first and then we'll move on to the verses.
Verse 23, first 23 ராக துவேஷம் ரொம்ப டீப் ரூட்டடா இருக்கு. இந்த டீப் ரூட்டட் ராக துவேஷத்துக்கு காரணம் வந்து டீப் ரூட்டட் இக்னோரன்ஸ் தான் காரணம். ஸோ இந்த இடத்துல இக்னோரன்ஸ்க்கு என்ன அர்த்தம்னா வேர்ல்ட் கேன் கிவ் ஹாப்பினஸ் ஆர் பெயின் அப்படின்னு நீங்க சொன்னீங்க. மேபி இந்த இடத்துல திஸ் இஸ் வாட் இக்னோரன்ஸ் மீன்ஸ். Then you said that God is neither a source of joy nor sorrow. It is I who make a world a source of joy and a source of sorrow. The statement that Artham Purila, like how world is not a source of joy and sorrow, but I who make it a source of joy and sorrow. So how is it that ignorance for that?
The question is, since he is asking me You all can't hear the question. Muted or so I will repeat the question because she is yeah. Some people cheat, huh? Yeah. And they're all sitting in front of me and asking questions. So you can't hear what the question is. So the question is, when we were discussing verse 23, I said, Ragadvesha is so deep-rooted because ignorance is so ignorance. It's very deep. And I defined ignorance as, what is ignorance? Ignorance is a conviction that world can give you joy or sorrow. World can give you joy, world can give you sorrow is the conviction. Now, how this can be called as ignorance is the question. How can this be called as ignorance? For I made the statement, ignorance means a conviction that world can give me joy and world can give me sorrow. Because of this conviction that world can give me joy and sorrow, a human being is so attached to the world. Now, the question is this. How to communicate that which is not obvious? The difficulty of Vedantic knowledge. The difficulty of Vedantic knowledge is this. How to communicate that which is not obvious? How to prove that which is obvious is wrong? This is knowledge. Again, I repeat. How to prove that which is obvious is wrong? How to communicate that which is not obvious? What is obvious? World is a source of joy and sorrow. Million janmas I can keep hearing this, still I will be convinced that, but sir, but million janmas I can keep hearing the same thing, still the ignorance comes and says world is a source of joy and sorrow. It is you who give joy and sorrow. It is because of you the joy and sorrow appears. World per se is neither joyful or sorrowful. It is you who do it. It is you who give it. How do we say it is you who give it? Child gives happiness. My child gives different happiness, no? Child gives happiness, but then my child gives. Talking to Srikanth, talking to Jeeves will give me happiness, but talking to Swati is more happiness, whatever it is. Why? That more happiness is coming from where? Is it because of the daughter, or is it because of the person, or is it because of me projecting something of mine on that child? I project something of mine on that child. That is how I project happiness to the world. Per se, it is a human being. Per se, my daughter is another human being, and there are 8 billion human beings. Of the 8 billion human beings, she is one. But sir, she is slightly unique, no? Slightly different, no? Why? Because mine. Are you able to follow? The way you call it as mine is the way you give happiness or sorrow. chocolate gives sweetness. Does sweetness gives joy and sorrow? Chocolate is sweet. Does that give joy or sorrow? Chocolate is sweet, that's all. But what gives joy or sorrow? What gives joy or sorrow? You like it, you want it, it is available, it is agreeable, it is joy. You have heavy diabetes, you know that it is detrimental to you, and somebody gives you chocolate, that sweet gives you sorrow. Are you able to follow? In objects, it is easy to understand. When it comes to beings, it is impossible. Why? Because what is the difference between objects and beings? Why it is easy to understand in relation to an object, but it is impossible to understand in relation to a being? What is the difference? In relation to an object, it is easy because it doesn't change. In relation to a human being, it is difficult because they change. Are you able to follow? It is difficult because it changes. Sugar gives sweetness to everybody. It is easy to relate to. With human beings, it is difficult because one person is friendly to me and bitter at another, or bitter and angry at me and very friendly and loving and affectionate to another. This is where problem comes. Are you able to follow? Where you are having a problem is with objects is easy because sugar is sweet. It doesn't change from person to person. Human beings are difficult to accept. Why it is difficult to accept a human being? Because one person who is affectionate to somebody is not affectionate to somebody else. A person who is bitter with somebody is not bitter with somebody else. Therefore, you do not know how to not to have any expectation and relate. You do not know that. You do not know how not to have an expectation and relate. And you will have an expectation. Why you will have an expectation? Because you have likes and dislikes, and that likes and dislikes has to be catered to. Therefore, you will develop expectations. If you understand that it is easy to understand objects, it is easy to understand other species, it is impossible to understand another human being because the dynamics of a human being is very different. What is the dynamics of a human being that is very different? Human being, abdinale, what does it mean? The Sanskrit word for a human being is manushya. The Sanskrit word for a human being is manushya. Manushya means that which lives life through manas. The species that lives life through manas is a manushya. So a human being is a victim of the mind, and mind is that which you have no knowledge of, no understanding about. Not only you don't have any knowledge of what mind is and understanding of what mind is, on top of it, you will want the other person to behave differently also. And your question is, why that person can be so affectionate to somebody, why not affectionate to me? எல்லாரும் வந்தாலும் சிரிச்சு சிரிச்சு பேசுறாங்க சார். Only when I come, there is an irritation and anger and frustration. Why? What did I do? Am I a sinner? Am I such a bad person? Are you able to follow? You are not able to relate to another human being because you do not know how to relate to yourself first. If you do not know how to relate to yourself, you cannot relate with anybody else. And you cannot relate with anybody else. Why? Because you have expectations about, you are not able to accept your own self. You are not able to digest your own self. You are not able to accept your own self. How can you accept somebody else? Are you able to follow? This is how you project happiness to. It is you that gives joy or sorrow to the world. Per se, there is no joy and sorrow. I'm repeating it again. Joy and sorrow is of the mind. Qualities is of the object. Please understand this. World has, objects has their own qualities and properties. Joy and sorrow is of your mind. Not recognizing joy and sorrow is what your mind is projecting. Misunderstanding that world gives joy and sorrow is called ignorance. That's all. World has its own properties. Objects has its own properties. Objects has its own qualities. Those properties and qualities exist not to give you joy or sorrow. They exist. But because of your own mind, you project, you create joy and sorrow out of it. Are you able to follow the difference? Per se, the qualities themselves cannot give joy and sorrow. If per se the qualities themselves can give joy and sorrow, it should give joy and sorrow universally to everybody at all periods of time. There is no universality like that. Therefore, joy and sorrow is not of the qualities and properties of the other. It is because of you. When the property and quality is catering to you, it is joy. When it is not catering to you, it is sorrow. Again I repeat. Again I repeat. Objects has their own properties. Objects and beings has their own properties and qualities. When they cater to you, you get joy. When they are not catering to you, it is sorrow. The Maitreya Brahmana, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, he says, the husband is not dear for the sake of the husband, but for the sake of the self in the husband. The wife is not dear for the sake of the wife, but for the sake of the self in the wife. Self means what? They must cater to you. My husband at some point of time becomes ex-husband, no? What is the difference? We broke up. We are going through breakup and then we broke up. Okay. What is going through breakup and then broke up? What does it mean? That properties and qualities are not of your likes and dislikes. You are not being catered to. When it caters to you, it is joy. When it is not catering to you, it is sorrow. When it is catering to you, catch hold of it and call it as mine. When it is not catering to you, let go of it as not mine. They cheated me, sir. They cheated me. Previously, who was very affectionate in the past, has turned into, he cheated now. You spoil my life, I'll spoil. You spoil my life, you spoil my life. Both of them shout at each other. No, you spoiled my life, you spoiled my life. You brought misery to my life, you brought misery to my life. And Swamiji says, another person is desperately waiting to. As they are fighting with one person, if they are connecting with another person, what do you do? Are you able to follow? You are the worst human being on earth, causing misery to me. And another person is desperately waiting to marry the same person who is causing misery. It means it is not in the person. It is because of whom? It is because of your likes and dislikes. It is because of your expectations. It is because of you. Expectations means what? The other must cater to you. What is expectation? Big expectation. What is expectation? Expectation means the other must cater to me. Yeah. No two human beings, even if there is a perfect human being as your partner also, you can't live. Why? Because why? Because the problem is not with that person, the problem is in you. In what form in you? In the form of raga, dvesha, expectations. Icha, raga, dvesha. இந்த மூணு வார்த்தை தான் ignorance. Icha, raga, dvesha. Icha means desire for that which you do not possess. Raga means attachment to that which you possess. Dvesha means that which gives you pain. When you will have dvesha? When it gives you pain. You cannot have a raga for tapas. Why? Because tapas gives you pain. No. How can you have a raga for tapas? For tapas gives you pain. Yeah. Tapas illama meditation panni self realization ana how easy it is. Yeah. Why? Dvesha for tapas. Why? Because it causes pain. Are you able to follow? Therefore, remember, ignorance means three words: Icha, raga, and dvesha. In raga itself, the word icha is included in raga itself. I'm just, for understanding purposes, I'm segregating it into three. Craving for what you do not possess, attachment to what you possess. Icha means craving for what you do not possess. Raga means attachment to what you possess. And this icha and raga at one point of time will give you dvesha. This icha and raga at one point of time will give you dvesha. How? Because the same sweet that gave you joy at one point of time is the same sweet that gives you sorrow, no? Sweet didn't change. Yeah, sweetness didn't change. Sweet is sweet only. But it gives you raga at one point of time, dvesha at another point of time. What has changed? Did any change happen in the sweet? No, it is the same. Similarly, the human beings also. So, in that context, I said in verse number 23, you project your joy and sorrow is your projection upon objects and beings. Objects and beings, the law of life is objects and beings exist with its own properties and qualities. Depending on your individual nature, either it gives you joy or it gives you sorrow. A feminist, Rama will be the most, Lord Rama will be the most hated person for a feminist, because how can he send his wife away? I said, where did Rama send his wife away? In Valmiki Ramayana, Ram Rajya Thoda, it stops. There is no Rama sending Sita to forest and all happens. It doesn't happen in Valmiki. All that happens much, much later. A feminist will say Lord Rama, she can't stand Lord Rama. A person who is inspired by Rama cannot stand Lord Krishna. Why? Because Krishna moves very liberally with, yeah, Krishna moves very liberally with women, and Rama doesn't even look at. If any other woman comes, Rama will close his eyes, and only when Sita comes in front and say, I am Sita, he will open the eyes. Are you able to follow? Now, Rama or Krishna doesn't give joy or sorrow per se. They exist with their independent nature, qualities. Now, the joy and sorrow is because of your individual personality. If you understand this, you understand world can neither give you joy nor sorrow. Is it okay? The first question? Is it all right? Ignorance means what? The properties and qualities in themselves can give joy and sorrow is wrong. The properties and qualities exist. Joy and sorrow is because of your projection. Conversely, the wise man is also living in the same world. He is also relating to the same people that we are relating is what the wise man is also relating. How is he able to be blissful, and why am I getting agitated? Something I am doing, he is not doing, or something he is doing which I am not doing. Are you able to follow? Something I am doing, he is not doing. Something he is doing which I am not doing. Verse number 69, chapter 2. Yanisha sarva bhutanam sanisha pashyato munehe. What is night is day. What is day is night. Same person, same world, he can remain so blissful, whereas we remain so agitated. Are you okay? Ignorance is nothing but a conviction that world is a source of joy and sorrow. Sir. After the class is over, world is, you say whatever you want to say, let Krishna say whatever he wants to say, let Rama say, let Buddha say, let Christ say, it doesn't matter. World is a source of joy and sorrow. Absurd questions will come. Don't you feel hungry? And then when you eat, don't you feel happy? Does that mean food is not giving you happiness? Otherwise, you can't chew your own hand and eat, no, when you are hungry. Objects exist with their properties and qualities. Objects exist with their properties and qualities. That property and quality per se is not the source of joy and sorrow. It's the knowledge. This is what knowledge is. And this is not, this is very preliminary Vedanta. This is elementary Vedantic knowledge. For the real Vedantic knowledge is, you have nothing to do with those properties and qualities. The real Vedantic knowledge says, all these properties and qualities and everything is a mithya. The reality is The reality is different. All that you see is mithya. Now, we are not going to that level. We are not discussing it at that level. We are discussing at the level of karma sannyasa. What is the chapter? The chapter is called karma sannyasa. So, we are talking at the level of sannyasi. And what is at the level of sannyasi? An understanding. What is understanding? Properties and qualities exist in the form of objects and beings. How do we say properties and qualities exist? We have seen it already. World is nama rupa guna karma. When you know world is nama rupa guna karma, it has its own properties. That joy and sorrow is not inherent in that. Joy and sorrow is what you make out of it. Ten newborns burnt alive in an hospital. Oh, Abdiya, sir. It doesn't make any difference. For of the 8 billion, 10 children, newborns are burnt alive. Somebody known to you, their children passed. You will say, okay, aprama class la mudichitu, breakfast la mudichitu. After we finish class, breakfast and all that, phone பண்ணலாம். Social visit na. What time is the funeral? First question, no? When somebody calls and says there is a death, the worst question that you can ask is what time is the funeral? Because you have a social convention that you have so many other things to do. Are you able to follow? Same thing is your nephew or your cousin. More affectation. Your own child, you are utterly devastated. But what is the news? 10 human beings burnt alive is the news. Height of non-identification in inna karma pannito, they have to suffer like this. What karma they did, we don't know. No empathy, no sympathy at all. Why? Because you are so much victimized by your raga dvesha. Wherever you seems to have sympathy, empathy, there is no sympathy, there is no empathy. It is just that you are catered to. That's all. Wherever you feel like you are having some affection, there is no affection. You are being catered to. Therefore, it appears to be affection. Love is still an emptier sound. The modern fair ones, just on earth, unknown, are found to warm the turtle's nest. Vicar of Wakefield, no? On earth, love is an emptier sound. The modern fair ones, just on earth, unknown. He says, nobody knows what is love. He say, correct, sir, but others may not know, but I know. You should see how much I work for my children, for my grandchildren. Everything. How can you say I don't have love? Are you able to follow? This is answering the first question. Yeah. There is one more question. Huh? Yes.
Another statement is the reality I place to the world is as good as how much I place to my body, mind, and intellect.
Yeah. The statement is, I said, yeah, in the flow, some statements will be made. And one of the statements I made is, the reality that you give to yourself is the reality you give to the world. How real is your body, mind, and intellect? To that extent, world also will be To that extent, world will be real. You understand the unreality of yourself, world automatically becomes unreal. The reality that you place to the world is nothing but the reality that you have placed upon yourself. These are all statements for contemplation. These are all statements for contemplation. And I don't expect anybody even to remember these statements. And when somebody reminds me, you made this statement, I am sitting and remembering, where did I make this statement? Are you able to follow? The statement is correct. Why it is correct, Venkat? Because I have said it, it's a correct statement. How can I make a wrong statement? Even Krishna can make wrong statements sometimes. My statements are always correct. What is it? The reality that you give to yourself is the reality that you give to the world. How real are you? Do you have any doubt about it? Do you have any doubt about it? And then you say, how to understand the world as unreal, temporary, sir? Impossible. Because you are the world. You are the world. You are part of the world. How can one part of the world be unreal, whereas one part of the world is real? Are you able to follow? How real are you? Do you have any doubt about your own unreality? Life equals experiences. Understand it like this. Life equals experiences. Experience means that which is bound by time. Experience means that which is bound by time. Experience means that which has a beginning and an end. That which has a beginning and an end is temporary. Are you able to follow? That which has a beginning and an end is temporary. Which aspect of yours are you able to understand it as temporary? Everything is so real, no? Are you able to follow? Everything is so real, so real. Which part of you is temporary? And yet we say, even this shall pass away, even this shall pass away, even this shall pass away, and all is for others. For me, nothing will pass away. It is for me, nothing will pass away. It is permanent. Are you able to follow? So, the reality that you give to yourself, if you understand your experiences are temporary, don't call them as unreal. In the beginning stages, call them as temporary. Go step by step. Don't jump steps. Don't jump steps. In the initial stages, call them as temporary. If you understand anything as something as temporary, what value will you place on that? Are you able to follow? If you understand something as temporary, what is the value you will place on that? Hotel room. Hotel room, you understand it as hotel room attitude. One of the, how to explain sannyasa, hotel room attitude. Swamiji's example, actually beautiful example it is. Why don't you get attached to that? Why don't you get attached to that? It is the temporary nature of it is clearly established. Are you able to follow? Are you able to follow? What is temporary? Temporary means what? What is the definition of temporary?
It has a beginning and an end.
That which has a beginning and an end is temporary. All experiences are temporary, including my own birth, my own existence. Why? Because birthday, we should understand that how temporary it is, no? For I didn't exist at one point of time. I have come into existence and then I am going to go out of existence. But you don't. You are not willing to. You are not willing to accept it about your own self. You are not willing to accept it about your own self. You are not willing to accept it to that which you call as yours. You are not willing to accept that. Therefore, it looks so real, and the effort that you do to keep the temporary permanent. The effort that you make to keep the temporary permanent. What is refrigerator? Yatayamam gatarasam. The food becomes stale in 3 hours, 4 hours. Keep it in the refrigerator, it will stay for 15 days. The nature of the flour is what? See, the temporary nature of the flour is so clear. Are you able to follow? But then we want to make the temporary as permanent. Plastic rose, genetically modified rose, where, in the rose garden that I had in Mysore, some of the roses won't wither away. Few days it will be the same. I asked that fellow, inna point the rose up there? Illa sir, it is. What is that effort? To make the impermanent, to make the temporary as permanent. And the very effort that you make the very effort you put to keep the temporary as permanent is stress. This is stress. What is stress? The very effort. It's futile, it is. It's a futile effort that causes stress. Are you able to follow? Therefore, the statement, the reality that you give to yourself is the reality that you give it to the world. People say, how to understand the world as temporary? Understand you are temporary. If the subject is understood as temporary, object becomes temporary. The subject is real. If the subject is understood as real, the object also will be real. If the subject is temporary, the object will be temporary. Are you able to follow? What is the world? World is the interaction between subject and object. Temporary interacts with the temporary. Permanent will interact with the permanent. A permanent cannot interact with that which is temporary. A temporary interacts with the temporary. The dream subject alone can interact with the dream objects. The waker can never come and interact with the waker can never interact with the dream objects. The dreamer alone can interact with the dream object. Therefore, for the dreamer to understand, he cannot ask, how do I understand the dream world as temporary? Who are you? The dreamer. What are you part of? Who are you? The dreamer. What are you part of? the dream world. And what is the dream world? Temporary. It means by default you are temporary. So stop giving reality to yourself. That is why the I, my God, the number of I's that come in each and every statement. Swamiji says, no, if there is one I in the preface, don't. Before you, whether you should read the book or not, how you should read the book, or whether, how to consider whether the book is worth buying or not, read the preface. More the I's in that preface, it is not worth reading. Again, the I. I go on a holiday with my family. Adve tragedy. Other Facebook level put to the whole world must know. Who's interested in that? Who's interested in knowing where you go on a holiday with your family? You know why it is, and then likes comes happiness. No likes. Vedanta is correct, sir. People in the world are selfish and self-centered. When somebody is happy, they're not able to accept the other is happy. Why? Because you went on a holiday and you posted pictures. Nobody put one like. Why do that? Are you able to follow? The I. This is the reality is not with the I. For the I is temporary. Are you able to follow? This is what that statement means. This is what the statement means. The pain that you give to yourself is the pain that you will project on other. If you can't stand the pain, and if somebody can stand the pain, it looks like, oh, how is it possible? Yeah. The doctor that I like, the doctor that I have raga for, Ranjini has dvesha towards the doctor. Raga dvesha. Why? Because the doctor says, you dress yourself. I do my own dressing. How can you know? When I do my own dressing, I have to pull it off. It is paining. I sit and so I like the doctor because he tells me do your own dressing. How can the pain? And are you able to follow? That's all. Raga, same doctor. Raga and dvesha. Temporary. What is temporary? Oh, I can't stand the pain. Therefore, nobody must stand. I have a person, family, you take somebody to hospital. When you are sick, you take somebody to hospital. On what basis you take that person with you? You are sick, that person is not sick, that person will be of some help to you, correct? When you are injected and that person faints, what do you do? You are given an injection and the person is fainting. What do you do? Oh, how can you give injection? What? The reality you give is the reality that you give to yourself. See, you can't stand a loss. When somebody is able to stand a loss, you feel like it's impossible. You say that, no? Are you able to follow? You can't stand a loss. When somebody is able to stand a loss, you say, how are you able to do it? Are you able to see the difference? Why? Because that you cannot do it. If you cannot do it means nobody can The reality that you give to yourself is the reality that you project on the world. If I am a charitable person, I say, how can people not be charitable? I have dvesha towards those who are not charitable, no? Venkat, collections எல்லாம் வந்துட்டு இருக்கா ஏதாவது? ஒன்றும் வரமாட்டேங்கிறதா? Okay. I am charitable. I have dvesha towards the fellow who is not charitable. I am selfish. I have dvesha towards the fellow who is sacrificial. Are you able to follow? That's all it is. The reality that you give to yourself is the reality that you project on the world. Why? Because for you, you are the world. There is no world outside apart from you. You are the world. Vedanta says, come out of your imaginary world and see the real world, you will become a sannyasi. If you come out of your world and see and interact with the real world, you will become a sannyasi. But you cannot come out of your world. Why? Because you are so caught up in that. So caught up in that. So much of knowledge and understanding is required to help you to get you out of your imagination. Is it okay?
So when I say the reality I place to the world is as good as how much I place to the body, mind, intellect. I understand that body, mind, intellect to world. So I am body, mind, intellect. I am the world. It is not outside other than me. Amma. Is that what I understand by world?
What is world? What is world? She's asking, what is world? What is world? World is definition in. What is the definition of the world? Objects and beings. Subject is? Who is the subject? Who is the object? World means object. What is world is made up of? Objects and beings. What are you made up of? What are you made up of? Body, mind, and intellect. You are made up of body, mind, intellect. The world is made up of objects and beings. Correct? Any doubt in this? Then comes the next. What is the next one? What is the nature of your body, mind, intellect? Nature means non-existence, temporary existence, imaginary existence. What is the nature of your body, mind, intellect? Is it non-existent? Is it an imaginary existence or is it a temporary existence? What is it? What is it? What is it? I'm asking you, what is it?
I'm not sure if it is temporary or imaginary.
She is saying she is not sure whether it is temporary or imaginary. Clear? Very simple. Knock your head against the wall, you will know whether it is temporary or imaginary. Imaginary means Harry Potter madri ulla poitu vella vandrum. Your head will go into the wall and come out of the wall. Temporary means you will hit against it, you will have a pain, and that pain is don't say real. That pain is temporary. That pain is temporary. Don't say real. It is temporary. So you have body, mind, intellect. And what is the nature of that body, mind, intellect? Temporary. Temporary means even this shall pass away. Temporary means even this shall pass away. Are you able to follow? Even this shall pass away. Now you have understood about yourself. What is it that you have understood about yourself? It is temporary. Now we discuss about the objects and beings of the world. What is the nature of the objects and beings of the world? Non-existence, imaginary existent, temporary existence, temporary existent. Therefore, you, the world, both are temporary. From where are you giving the reality? Because of attachment. Because of what so much of focus you give on yourself, it becomes real. So much of focus on one's own self. It is called, when too much of attention on oneself, when too much of focus on oneself, what is it called? It is called selfishness. When attention is upon oneself, it is called selfishness. And a selfish person, the nature of selfishness is pain and misery. So the world is not the cause for pain and misery. The selfishness is the cause for pain and misery. And selfishness itself is because of ignorance. What is ignorance? Inability to accept the fact that they are temporary. Retirement becomes so painful when you assume that permanently you will be employed. When you understand that your employment is temporary, retirement will not be that painful. If you believe that you will be permanently employed, retirement will be very painful. And if you think permanently you will be retired, retirement will be, you will be, are able to follow? Anyway, the pain is because of what? Under all circumstances, the pain is because of what? The temporary is given the status of reality. Why you give, what makes you to call it as real? What makes you to call it as real? Your continuous association with it. You don't want to leave it. You want to just, so I'm going to use this example, super glue. Yeah, you don't want to even let it go for a few. You can't even let it go for a few. Minimum, he says, don't try all this, sir. Don't try all this and get into trouble in your life. And if you get into trouble, don't say we are responsible. Huh? He says, even when we are sleeping, we have to sleep in the same bed. Even when we are sleeping, we can't have our own. Why? So much of super glue. Children, that wherever they go, children has to be under our control. Yeah. Vision, control. Pathne irukonu. Yeah. Kanna vittu கண்ணுக்குள்ள வச்சு காப்பாத்துறேன் சார் குழந்தைகளை. கண்ணுக்குள்ள வச்சு keeping them inside my eyes and protecting them. இதுக்கு பேர் taking care கிடையாது, இதுக்கு பேர் protection கிடையாது. This is called, it is a psychological disease and people don't understand this is diseased. It's a disease. Attachment is it's a psychological disease and people don't understand it as a disease. That's why he calls it as Holocaust of attachment. The Holocaust of attachment, why that book is titled as Holocaust is because it is not understood as it's pathological, it's disease, it's a state of disease. This attachment is disease, and this attachment is what is seen as affection. என்ன பண்றது? Through knowledge and understanding, you will not learn. You will learn through the other way. What is the other way? By paying the price. By paying the price. Reality, you give the world a reality because of what? Because of your continuous association with it. Sannyasa means do not associate with it. Don't be in the interlocking. Interlocked so much that it should not be. Death bed lo kuda we should go like that, sir. The moment that day you understand this as a disease, you are on the journey to recovery. That day you understand the attachment as the reality is because of your attachment. The reality is because of your attachment. And how does this attachment happen? Again, I gave you the stages. You see it, you appreciate it. And then you will say 4 stages. What are the 4 stages? First stage, you see it, you appreciate it. And then you don't stop it there. Next stage, you will say, it's nice to have it. It's worth acquiring. It's nice to have it. It's worth acquiring. Third stage is I want it. Fourth stage is I can't live without it. Anything and everything that a human being relates to, he develops the 4th straight away. What? I can't live without it. This is how you place a sense of reality. This is how you place a sense of reality. Sannyasa is what? Sannyasa is what? You associate, but understanding the temporary nature you associate. Then you are sannyasi. Who's a sannyasi? Sannyasi is one who associates, understanding the temporary nature. Adugada, the easiest way to understand it is the poem Even This Shall, the king of Persia. The king of Persia, the poem Even This Shall Pass Away, is the sannyasi. He is enjoying the clapping, he is enjoying the praise, he is experiencing the pain, he is experiencing the pleasure. But the counsel he gave to himself is, even this shall pass away. Even this shall pass away. Why give it an exaggerated value? Why give it an exaggerated value? Are you able to follow? It's as simple as that. The reality is given because of attachment, and nobody wants to drop the attachment. Nobody wants to get rid of their attachment. Not only they want to get rid of their attachment, they create more and more attachment. Yeah. Vanaprasthandra ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ் இருக்குன்றதே. Yeah. Children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, உயிரோட இருந்தா we will develop more and more attachments. For we do not want to even conceive the fact that we have to. We don't want to conceive the fact that it is temporary. We don't want to conceive the fact that it is temporary. नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः त्वनयोः तत्त्वदर्शिभिः. How many times we have read this verse? नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः the Sat, the Asat, the Sat, the Asat. And then the third thing called the non-existent, the Tucham. What is Tucham? Tucham means that which never existed from the beginning, like a sky flower. Sky flower never existed from the beginning. The horn of a man never existed from the beginning. World is not like that. Why? Because you knock your head against the wall, you feel the pain. Somebody insults you, you want to shoot that person. Somebody praises you, you say, that person has buddhi. Person has buddhi if you are praised. The person is dumb if you are not praised. World is so real. But then is it permanent? No, it is temporary. If you understand it as temporary, you will not give it a black market value, but you associate with it as real. So the reality is always given by your what makes the world real. It is your attachment. Are you able to follow? The moment you are attached, what you would do? Somehow you will want to keep it. Somehow you will want to keep it, protect it, and you cannot let go of it. Why? Because it is so valuable. இதெல்லாம் சொல்லி கொடுக்கிறதுக்கு கிருஷ்ணா வேண்டாம், அக்கௌண்டன்ட் போறோம் இல்லையா? டெப்ரிசியேஷன் he puts every year. Lord Krishna is not required to teach you all this. Your accountant will teach you that, because he puts every year, he puts only depreciation, no? He puts depreciation, no? The accounting is the depreciation, but reality is different. Are you able to follow? The effort, the unreal becomes real because of your continuous unintelligent association. Anything that you associate with continuously, unintelligently, you will get attached to it and it will become real. Are you able to follow? Again, I repeat. Anything that you continuously associate with unintelligently, you will develop an attachment to that, and that attachment will make it real, and then you are deluded. What is the delusion? What is the delusion? At the end, sir, mine. It is mine. Is the delusion. Where is the permanent subject existing to call the object as mine when the subject itself is continuously changing? The Landa reflection. Are you able to follow? When the subject itself is continuously changing, where is he stable to say it is mine? Even before he's even before he says this is mine, he is changed. When he himself is changing, where is mine? But you don't see it. You don't see the change. Clear that? You will not make an effort the temporary is understood as temporary, and you will not make an effort to make the temporary permanent. Okay, you can find out medicines and all that, and you can live for 100 years, 150 years, and then whether it is 30 years or 150 years, temporary is temporary. The time doesn't make any, the longevity is not of any difference to the reality. There are species that lives only 20 minutes, no? You know that they live only for 20 minutes? 20 minutes once in a year or twice a year. Rest of the time, we really don't know where they are going. Where they are going, in what form they are existing now, we don't know. You know, the first rain comes, the insect comes, and it lives only for 20 minutes. Where is it now? In what form it is now? We don't know. But that 20 minutes is a long time as far as that insect is concerned. Tortoise lives for 300, 350 years. It means a 80-year-old man in front of the tortoise has just crossed teenage, no? The 80-year-old man in front of the tortoise looks like just crossed teenage. What is that? Sir, idallam vana, sir. I am caught up with my desires. I am caught up with my attachments. I am caught up with my worries and anxieties. Give me I will be attached. I will see the unreal as real, but teach me how not to be affected. Adha Vedanta class enna kelvi? What is the question that is asked in all classes? Only one question. What? I will not leave I will not understand the temporary as temporary. I will not let go of my attachments. I will continue to develop more and more attachments. Idalla I will not drop. But I don't want to be affected, disturbed, agitated. Teach me the method. Vedanta says, if you know of any such method, teach me also. For I am also willing to learn. Is there a method by which you can be, without leaving any one of these, for you to have this hope of peace and happiness? All boils down to what? Not willing to let go. Karma sannyasa. This chapter itself is a beautiful chapter. And some of the beautiful chapters are very small. 29 ವರ್ಷ ಅದುವೇ ಇನ್ನು ಮುಚ್ಚ ಪಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. I thought I will finish it today. But beautiful chapter. What is it? Karma sannyasa. What does sannyasa means? Associating knowing the true nature you associate. That's called sannyasa. Sannyasa is not disassociation. Sannyasa is associating with the full understanding of its true nature. What is its true nature? What is the true nature of the world? Changing, temporary, even this shall pass away. Associating with the world, acquire how much ever you want to acquire, but understand. See, acquisition will become meaningful only when you assume that it is going to be permanent. Acquisition will have a meaning only when it is going to stay with you. Acquisition will have no meaning when you understand that you are going to. Acquisition will have no meaning when you understand that you both will be separated. Acquisition will have no meaning when you understand both will be separated. Understanding that you both will be separated, you both means what? You and your object of acquisition acquire as much as you want. Acquire as much as you want. For sky is the limit for acquisition. But don't acquire it out of delusion, acquire it out of a knowledge and understanding. Reality, you give a reality to anything because of what? Continuous association. How do you continuously associate? By calling it as mine, mine, mine. Are you able to follow? Understand it mathematically. Even before the child is born, the parents start saying, my child, my child, my child. Imagine how many times in a day you will say, my child. How many times, sir? Adu Shruti Mari continuously. Let us say 3,000 thoughts a day. 3,000 thoughts a day, even before the child is born. How many number of thoughts? Calculate pannunga. Calculator irundha calculate pannunga. How many number of thoughts? Intensity also increases. Not only the same number of thoughts, the intensity also. Intensity quantify panna mudiyadhu. Number dhaan quantify panna mudiyum. Intensity cannot be quantified at all. Imagine you are doing it for 20 years, 30 years. How many number of thoughts you would have deposited on the child? Comparatively, how many times the child says, my parent? Balastavat Kridasaktaha. The child is so occupied with the play toys. Now, father and mother is a nuisance. Clear? Teenage how to throw dust in the parents' eyes is a teenage. Teenage passion is what? How to throw dust in the eyes of the parents. I also did that. No, that's what I'm saying. So when my daughter tried to throw dust in my eyes, I understand. Cycle. By the time my daughter says, my father, I will be hanging in some photograph somewhere. Yeah, I would have been dead and gone. Are you able to follow? Why? For the parent, child looks so real, so real. Are you able to see? My children's children, double intensity. And all the grandchildren is more. Yeah, attachment to grandchildren is more. Double attachment. At least little bit of strictness that my dad had on me to my daughter, zero. Yeah, zero. Not only zero. Yeah. I have to eat what she likes. Huh? My mother will not cook what I like. My mother will cook what? Attachment. Are you able to follow? It becomes real. The moment you get attached to it, anything happens to that happens to you. The moment you get attached, anything that happens to the object of attachment happens to you. How do you develop attachment? I explained it mathematically. 3,000 thoughts. I'm just giving 3,000 thoughts. Huh? It's not 3,000 thoughts. I don't know how many thoughts. 30,000, 3 million. I don't know. Into number of days in number of years. How? So, next time when I say my child, in a flash, the 30 years of what comes in a flash in that thought?
Quantum of deposition of thoughts.
The quantum of deposition of thoughts and the intensity all comes in that one thought. My daughter. Finished. That person cannot. Aham Brahmasmikum idukum enga irukku illaya? World is temporary, world is temporary, world is temporary illaya? World is temporary ன்னு சொல்லி தொண்டை தான் கட்டுறது இல்லையா? Only the throat is getting pained, but nothing changes. Why? The intensity of attachment is so much. Are you able to follow how attachment develops? ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽपि जायते. It is explained already well, 62-63 chapter 2. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु उपजायते. Next time you don't say it that way. Next time the intensity of mindness is strong, deep. More you associate, more it becomes strong. You're able to follow? This is how reality is given.
No, the reality is directly dependent on quantum of frequency and the intensity of the deposition of thoughts.
Attachment means what? What did I say just now? Attachment means the number of thoughts that you deposit on it. Because of this, where you feel you cannot live without it. Keep it simple.
And the reality again.
Reality is where you feel you cannot live without it. நீங்க இல்லாம என்னால வாழவே முடியாதுன்னா
அது பார்த்தாலே எப்படி தெரியுது?
The reality. You have given it a reality. You say you can't live life without it. This is called attachment. This is what is known as giving reality to anything. For you to live, oxygen da vonu. Another person is not required. Breathing in and breathe out panna, you will be alive. If you eat food and drink water, and you will be alive. Take care of the diseases, you will be alive. Attachment is not. But that is biological living, sir. Human beings are, we are all different, no? Deluded is the human being. What is the delusion? What is the delusion? Banking on that which is temporary. Unintelligent association. Any other questions, Venkat?
Yes, one more question.
One more. Yes. Yes.
நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் பார்த்தாலே இது இல்லாம வாழ முடியாதுன்னு சொல்ற மாதிரி எங்க இருந்து வருதுன்னு கேக்குறேன்.
No. She is asking, when at the first sight itself, I feel like I can't live life without it. It is impossible. At the first sight, it will not happen. Impossible. At first sight, it will not happen. Love at first sight, Allah? மூவி ஸ்டோரி தான் அதெல்லாம். பெல் அடிக்கும், ஃப்ளவர் கொட்டும், அதெல்லாம் மூவி தான். ரியாலிட்டி இஸ் யூ கண்டினியூஸ்லி you create it by yourself. It doesn't happen like that. At first sight and all, it will not happen. If it is happening at first sight, means the object is catering to your raga dvesha straight away. You have such a deep raga dvesha that the object is catering to it straight away, that you feel they paatha onne I got carried away, sir. Again, it's not because of the object you got carried away. The object catered to your raga dvesha. Are you able to follow the difference? Are you able to see the difference? Otherwise, that at the first sight itself, I can't live life without it. Is an impossibility. Is an impossibility. Paatha odane, sir, I saw, I decided. Adhukku per impulsiveness. That is called being very impulsive. Or your raga dvesha is catered so much that you straight away fall for it. But the reality is what? How did you develop raga dvesha even in the past? Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. That law doesn't change. Impossible. It will not change. That's why we call it as movie stuff. No, love at first sight and all is love at first sight and all is, it's not real. It cannot happen like that. Oh, made for each other, sir. That's why we saw and we just fell for each other. Why? Because we are made for each other. Vedanta comes and says, idallam vandu insanity liye deep insanity is insanity. Adilla vandu idallam depths of insanity. It doesn't happen that way. The law is this. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha is the law. You see it first, you continuously associate with it, you develop an attachment. You would have developed an attachment and the object caters to you, you straight away say, I want it. But even there, it is because of Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. Paatha onnella. Yeah. At least, see, a teenager cannot understand this. At least, Rajaram, you understand, no? Paatha onnella அப்படிலாம் வராது இல்லையா? பத்த ஒன்னெல்லாம் அப்படிலாம் வராது. வந்ததுன்னா it's teenage, it's fantasy. It's not real. It's not real. Are you okay? Just one clarification. Yeah. நானே ஓபன் பண்ணிட்டேன். வெங்கட், I opened it. Bharat. He is right that we are putting a lot of effort in making the temporary permanent. Is this true in the realm of our state? Yes. By continuously acting for dukkha nivritti and sukha prapti. Constantly we are acting for dukkha nivritti and sukha prapti. This continuous action with the attitude of dukkha nivritti and sukha prapti is what is the ignorant aspect is. By this only we try to make, what is it that we are doing in the current state that we are making it real? Dukkha nivritti and sukha prapti. Are you able to follow? Dukkha nivritti and sukha prapti is the ultimate aim of All that we do, all that we avoid doing is of these two, dukkha nivritti and sukha prapti. The moment I understand that dukkha nivritti and sukha prapti has no reality to it, because that which gives sukha at one point of time is that which gives dukkha at another point of time. So dukkha nivrittingardu ennala permanent ah panna mudiyadhu, sukha praptingardu ennala permanent achieve panna mudiyadhu. I cannot achieve dukkha nivritti permanently, nor can I achieve sukha prapti permanently. Therefore, I understand this. What? I will not make this tremendous effort of making the temporary permanent. Rather than, instead of trying to make the temporary permanent, I will start looking for what is permanent. Because I have understood that temporary can never be made permanent. I have understood that. Then what will become next? I will want to redirect my efforts to finding it out, finding that factor which is permanent. Anga, efforts becomes a meaningful effort. So two stages. One is dukkha nivritti and sukha prapti. And then I understand that dukkha nivritti and sukha prapti doesn't happen at all. Therefore, what do? I will want to redirect my efforts to finding, not to make the temporary as permanent, to find out, is there anything permanent at all? What is permanent? So whatsoever you think as permanent, you say neti. That's what Taittiriya Upanishad says. Prashna Upanishad says. What is permanent? Body. The Guru said neti. Mind, pranas. The Guru said neti. Manas. The Guru said neti. This is how the 5 koshas came. The development of the 5 koshas, the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya koshas discussion itself, the student is coming back and saying, is this permanent? Is this permanent? Neti, neti, neti. So the effort will be to find out what is permanent rather than making the temporary the permanent. So one effort is to make the temporary permanent. Another effort is to find out what is permanent. Vedanta says, don't do the first one, do the second one. What is it? Don't do the first one. Don't make the temporary permanent. Other than like a joke, I always say, what you bring as solution to one problem, the solution itself turns into another problem. Yeah. Electronics made it solved one problem. The e-waste is becoming another problem. And then you will find a method to solve that, and that will become another problem. Why? Because the effort to convert the temporary to permanent is futile. So effort will be directed to finding out what is permanent. And what is the effort by which I find out what is permanent? What all I think as permanent now, I keep saying neti, neti, neti. That's why I gave the Panchakoshas example. The student asked, is Annamaya Kosha permanent? No. Is Pranamaya Kosha permanent? No. Is Manomaya Kosha permanent? No. Is Vijnanamaya Kosha permanent? No. Anandamaya Kosha permanent? No. In a deep sleep, you are coming back no again. Even Anandamaya Kosha is not permanent. And the Anandamaya Kosha along Ututu Vedanta class in the torture on the Ukandan. Clear? Few hours back, we were in that Anandamaya Kosha. From that Anandamaya Kosha, we have come into Dukkhamaya Kosha, Dukkha Kosha now. Therefore, we keep saying no, no, no. Are you able to follow? Is it okay, Bharat?
Yeah, sir, namaskaram, Guruji. So it's good. I, the question, the doubt I have still, which is really correct, is for talking for myself, not able to realize
Yeah.
the state in which you are. For example, we always think about the higher always, right? We want to say that we are the self. So we realize our own self at every point in time. But again, we are only doing it for our own self. So whether I am there in the deep sleep, or whether I am in waker, or whether I am in this thing, doesn't matter for the self.
Yes.
But as a personality or a person who is supposed to think,
Yes.
I exist in that state.
Correct.
So it is a very big, should I say, effort for me to understand, first of all, which state I am in. And then go to the next state of realization of saying, no, this is not permanent.
Yes. You are.
Am I clear in what I'm saying, Guruji?
Yes. Yes, you are very clear in what you are saying. The answer to that is you can never know where you are. You have to accept what the Guru says as this is where you are.
Correct. That is right. That is true.
That is the only way to get the answer. For you can never know for yourself. For you can understand that you were a child after you become an adult only. So, human beings are always designed, it's so funny, yeah? We can understand our state only after we outgrow that state. Are you able to follow? That is why Guru and Shastra becomes the necessity. For I need to accept what the Guru and Shastra says as my current condition. For I can never know that. Why? Because I can know that I was a child only after I grew up into an adult. Because the child thinks that it is an adult. No, you talk to the child believes that it's not a child. Therefore, Shastra tells you where you are, and Shastra tells you where you have to go. The Guru tells you where you are, and the Guru tells you where you have to go. Only difference is they don't just make statements, they give so much of logic and reason and analysis to convince you about what? The logic and reason and analysis of the Shastras is not to convince you about, it's not to convince you what the Shastras is. The logic and reason and analysis of the Shastras convinces you that accept them as an authority. You are wise if you accept them as an, so much of reason, logic analysis is done by the Shastras for what? To convince you that they are an authority. Why I'm saying this, why I'm bringing in this angle is because it looks like a human being can understand one's own self after he outgrows that only. A mad person understands that he is mad only after he gets out of his madness. Correct? Huh? See, if a mad person can understand that he is mad, while he is mad, Shastra is not required. Guru is not required, Shastram is not required. If a mad person can understand that he is mad, why? He is mad. That is why if somebody is somebody needs this medical help, for the psychiatric medical help, we always say that person cannot understand. You have to understand that the person cannot understand. Why? Because human beings have this difficulty. What is the difficulty? You can understand about yourself only when you outgrow that. The importance of education is understood not when you are illiterate. The importance of education is understood after you get educated. That is why the educated forces the illiterate to get educated, correct? Who blows the lungs out about the importance of education? One who is educated. Is the paradox of life. So, how do I kind of understand where do I stand? I have to rely on the authority of somebody else. Like when you willingly submitted yourself for that anesthesia and not knowing whether you will wake up or not. He went for one of the major surgeries he went by, and the day before the surgery we were talking and we were laughing about I called him up and we made such a joke of that surgery. My condition, I have to rely on the authority of somebody to explain my condition and help me get out of that condition. It's exactly the same thing. So you cannot do it by yourself. You need to rely on the authority of the Shastra, the Guru. Is it okay, Bharat? Yeah, right.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't unmute. No,
No problem.
yeah, it's correct. Yeah, if you need some reference to
Yes.
keep going back and forth, and like you rightly said, maybe Guru and Shastra will help us.
I need a reference point to know where I am, and that reference point is the Shastra. The Guru gives those reference points, and I keep going in that way.
But the reason why I asked this is all about postmortem. I realize only after I moved. That's the reason why you brought it out perfectly.
Correct.
I don't realize when I'm in that particular state at all.
Yes. Yes.
So when I'm reading Vedanta today, like you rightly said,
Yes.
I know I'm understanding reality and probably trying to understand what it is.
Correct.
Right? But once the class is over,
Yes.
I don't realize my state.
Yes.
Even if I see a rose, I know a rose is going to be there and it will die. But it does matter of fact that I enjoy the rose. I want to pluck the rose. I keep it. Whatever
Correct.
I want to do with it, that is fine.
That is fine.
So I don't have beyond the class as a reference. I don't have a reference point where a reality check comes in.
Correct. That's where this becomes a reference point. Seriya?
Okay.
Yeah. With this, we conclude for today.
Thank you, sir.